Welcome to the very first episode of the Mac Outdoors podcast. Thank you for stopping in as we introduce ourselves today and we prepare to share hunting, shooting, and other adventures with you. Be sure to subscribe and keep up with future episodes. Hey everybody, welcome to the Mac Outdoors podcast where a dynamic mother-daughter duo share their adventures, tips, and advice. I am Mia, and I'll be accompanied by the one and only daughter, Leah. It is time to get to outdoors, hunt, shoot, and spend time with family and friends. Let's get this show on the road. Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in today. Leah and I want to introduce ourselves as well as give you a recap of our adventures at SHOT Show. And at which time I really want to tell you that we've taken some time waiting for her to get rid of the SHOT Show virus, so you'll probably notice that when she's telling you her stories. So Leah, tell us about your trip to SHOT Show and how it all went there.
SHOT Show was a lot of fun this year, although sadly I came home with this cold and it has been awful. I've been out for a week. But SHOT Show, I got to see a lot of my old friends again and made a lot of new plans for the big move this fall. So that's pretty exciting.
And so the big move is partly why we decided to do a podcast and share our adventures with you in a different format. Because this fall, Leah is going to be going to college out of state. So since we'll be talking to each other on the phone, we thought we would share our adventures with you and record our conversations. Right now, we're just preparing and practicing so that we'll be ready when that time comes. So on that note, Leah, what are you going to be studying when you go away to college?
I'm going to be studying journalism. I am super excited to learn so much more about it and get the full aspect of journalism as a whole through radio, television, and newspaper. It should be really fun.
I agree. I think it will be super fun. And for those of you who don't know, I am a writer, and I've been writing about my and Leah's hunting and outdoor adventures for several years now. But Leah also has gotten into writing, and you can find her work on what sites, Leah? Where all can we find you?
I am on Girls with Guns Clothing. I write for their blog. I can also be found on Western Whitetail Magazine. And my own blog, it's leahleggitt.com, and that is associated with Leggitt Outdoors. So I share reviews, stories of hunting, and all the fun things I do.
Most recently, you can find a recap of Leah's trip to Gunsight Academy on her YouTube channel, and most of her stuff also, besides her websites and the companies that she contributes to, you can find her on social media by looking up her name, Leah Leggitt, and we will put that in the show notes for you. This year, we're actually looking forward to a few adventures. We don't have any big hunts. Over the years, we've gone to Canada and New Zealand and several other places, but since we're having to pay for college, we aren't going to be doing anything huge this year. But pretty soon, we're going to be looking at sharing some turkey hunting with you, and Leah is actually working on a series of videos, and one of them is going to include some of her trapping. Do you call them techniques or follies, or what's the focus going to be on your trapping videos?
Basically just how I do it, what I use. In certain states like Colorado, we can only use live traps, so I'll be talking a little about that and the purpose of why I trap. It should be a cool video.
Cool, I'm looking forward to seeing that too.
Speaking of my SHOT Show, how was your experience?
I had a really good time at SHOT Show this year. It was a lot of appointments rather than a lot of time on the show floor, but as you know, we did get a lot of productive things done. We renewed some contracts and also found somebody who hopefully is going to be advertising and promoting our podcast, so that's pretty exciting. Of course, we always start out with range day, and that was a lot of fun. It was a little chilly to start off with, but right away we went into a tented area where manufacturers display items just to kind of get out of the breeze and warm up a little. And there is new women's Sitka gear there. So that caught my eye, and I'm really excited to see that because it's a very technical line, just like the regular men's line they have. It's very good quality, so hopefully I'll get a chance to try that out. And we also got to shoot some handguns, and I liked shooting a bullpup, which I had never shot before. And then, of course, I don't know about you, but for me, full auto is always a super fun thing to do because that's probably the only place we get to do it. So
yeah,
I loved that.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. I love the guy that was hollering there after every time everyone would shoot.
Freedom!
So American to get to do that.
And of course, driving the trucks was the best part.
Oh, yes, driving the trucks scared the heck out of me, but I know it was totally safe.
Yes.
What did you think of... So at SHOT Show, Leah drove a Dodge 1500. It was a 2017 truck.
Yeah.
And it was a little different than her truck because she currently has a 1-ton standard Dodge flatbed and a total ranch rig, and very much different than this new Dodge. What did you think of this new truck?
Well, the funniest part to me was when I got in, I was like, how do you start it? And it was the push button start.
Yeah.
And how to put it into gear, you just turned a knob. And I'm like, this is so foreign to me. Driving an old, beat-up truck, shifting gears is a little different.
Oh, that's too funny. She was climbing some super steep hills. And she just did it with no problem at all. Was that you or was that the truck?
I think it was the truck. When the guy was like, go up that, I was like, are you sure we're talking about the same hill that's like basically straight up and down? You want me to drive up that? And he said, yep, so I just went for it.
Oh, that was a lot of fun. And that was a good way to get out of the wind, too, huh?
Nice and warm.
Nice and warm in that comfy brand new Dodge pickup. We won't take up too much of your time because we do know that Leah is pretty congested and she's a sicko right now. That's what I've been calling her the past week. And I've been just double dosing on the immune defense and airborne and anything I can think of to try to not get the SHOT Show virus. Seems like everybody that we were around has it. So we want to thank you for listening, and we hope that you'll tune in for next week's show.
Thanks, guys. See you next week.
See you next week. Don't forget to follow us on our social media, Mia Anstine and Leah Leggitt. Bye, guys.
Bye.